Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about the min-max functions and the argmin and argmax functions in NumPy. Um, Now the min and max function, if you have a list or you have an any array, it will return the maximum or minimum value in that list. It works for matrix too, but there's a couple variation in matrix that we have to pay attention a bit later. The min-max function and the argmin and argmax functions are useful because sometimes, for example, when you do deep learning, you have a whole bunch of category, like for example, cat, dog, stop sign, car, for example, and then the model would return a probability value for each of those category. So we could want to find out which one give us the maximum probability at what index, and the max and argmin, argmax, and the function helping us with finding out those probability and location of that probability or the category. So if you take a look at the Colab notebook right here, you see that first of all, I'll import the library NumPy and PyTorch library to use. The next one I did is that I create a NumPy array with the density of the planet. You can see right here, for example, Mercury have 5429 and the unit is kilogram per meter cube, and I place it in the variable planet density right here. So you have the A planets plus Pluto's right here. And then when you have the planet density, you can use the max function in NumPy to find the max value, and the min function to find the min value right here. And the argmax and argmin would find the location, the index for this array right here. And remember, the index in Python style with the value 0. So if it is in the second position, then the index would be 1, because 0 is the first, and then second is 1 right there. And so this one right here is printing out the index for the min and the max. This, you can see right here 2 and 5. So the max index is 2. So you go here, you see 0, 1, 2, which is the density of Earth right there. And then the fifth one is the min right there, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the density of Saturn right there. And coincidentally, if you have bathtub big enough to put Saturn in there, it would float because this density is lower than water. Okay. So you can see right here, you can test it out by printing out the the matrix element, the array element, planet density at the min index, and it's going to give us 687, which you can see right here, 687, and the max index is 5514. And you can see right here, right? You go back to the planet density, it's going to be 5514 right here. The next thing is that we can use index min-max, argmin, argmax on a matrix too. So right here, I create a 3x2 matrix. The first one is the just some sample from distance to the sun in AU. This one right here is Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. And the second row is gravity, Earth, Moon, and Mars right here. You can see right here, so you print out the planet info, it's going to give us a 2 by 3 matrix right here, okay? And from that right there, we can find, we can use NumPy to find the min function and the max function are down here to find the min for the planet info. What this would do right here, if you don't specify the axis, it's just going to flatten everything out into a single line right here. And it's gonna find out the minimum in that flattened line right there, and it's gonna print out right here, which is 1.6. Now if you want to do the axis, you can specify the axis of 0 or axis 1. So if you try to do the min and you specify axis 0 for example, right here, right? It's gonna go this way, vertically, and then it's gonna look at this column right here, and you can see if it can compare which one is smaller, and it's gonna pick that one because this is a min right here. So you see 5.2. The next one is 1.6 right there, and the next one would be 3.7. Now, if you could have axis equal to 1, it's going to go across horizontally like this right here. So in this row right here, the smallest one be 5.2, and on the second row, the smallest one be 1.6. It's going to be right here. So you can also do the max too right there, right? The max, and if you if you take a look at that, it's going to work out similarly that the max is 19.2, and you can do the max with axis 0, axis 1, similar to what we just discussed in this example right here. Okay, so you can see that because to get the argument for the min right there, okay, if you don't specify an axis, it's gonna flatten the matrix into one line. Okay, let me delete this right here because this is not relevant to our example. So it's gonna flatten the matrix, and then it's gonna find the position in that flattened line that has the minimum. So you can see right here, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to give us a position of 4 right here. Now, if we want to find out the actual position of the matrix, we have to unravel the index right here. So you pass in the the argument right here, and then you pass in the matrix that you want to unravel, and it's going to give us a position of 1 and 1. So you can see right here, right? It's going to go to 0, 1, and then it's going to go 0, 1, which is 1.6 right here, which is a min. Okay, and then we can also specify an axis 0 or an axis 1 for argmin and argmax right here. Okay, so if you specify the argmin and you give it an axis of 1 right here, it's going to go to this way. Okay, and then min is 5.2, which is position 0, and that's 0, 1, right? And then here, the second one is going to be 1.6. It's going to be position 1, and this one right here is 3.7. It's going to be position 1. Okay, and then if you're going to go to if you're going to do axis equal to 1 and do argmax, for example, it's going to look here and it's going to see the maximum, which is 0, 1, 2. Let's put it right there. And then it's going to look at the second row, and it's going to see 9.8, which is a position 0. It's going to put it right here. Okay. We can also do the min and max using tensor. But the first thing we have to do, we have to convert the array to tensor type right there, because the max and min of the PyTorch library doesn't work well with any array. It's going to give us an error. So when you convert it into a tensor, you can pass this this tensor into the min and max function of PyTorch, and print it. Yeah, when you print it out, it could give us the same. So this one right here is the converted planet info to tensor, and then here is the max of this tensor, and here's the min right there, right? And then the position of this the position of the max is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 0, 1, 2 right here, 0, 1, 2, right? And the min is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Okay, so max 0, 1, 2, and min 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally, we can also work with matrix 2 by 2 matrix in the situation, for example. And again, right, we also convert it into a a tensor, okay, and then and then here we find the min. We find the min. When we do the min like this right here, it's gonna again right flatten without specifying an axis. It's gonna flatten. It's gonna flatten the kind of tensor right here, and then it's gonna look for the smallest value of all of these elements right here, and then put it, and find out 1.6. But if we specify the axis, for example, right here, axis 0 right here, right, then it's gonna go into the column 9.8, pick out the min, which is 5.2, go here, second column, find out the min, which is 1.6, put it right here, and then this one right here is 3.7. And for the max, for example, going axis equal to 1, which is going row across the row, then this one right here, the max would be 19.2. Actually, it's a min right here too, right here, right? So it would be 5.2, and then the second row, it would be 1.6 right there. So you can see that you can use the min, max, argmin, argmax function in NumPy or PyTorch to find, to give you valuable information about the tensor or the array or the list or the matrix that you have right there. So hope this help everyone understand about this function a little bit. If you like it, please share, like, give a heart, comment, and have a good day. Bye bye.